G'day everybody, and welcome to Factorio on my own. No Shadow to help me, no Shadow to save me, but it's just me, and this is in the Space Age expansion thing, but I think that means I've got to try and, well, get to space first. I was hoping that there would be a way that I could start on one of the other planets, but it doesn't seem like there is a way unless I've missed it, which is entirely possible. In terms of settings, this is kind of similar to what Shadow and I did with Deathworld slightly modified to hopefully make it a little easier. Although I realized one of the settings I did want to change, I've just forgotten, which was I was going to give myself a bigger starting area to give myself a bit more of a pause, but I have definitely not done that because there are bad guys real close. So this is probably going to end with me dying, but we will see. I'll just do a... I'll see how I go. Let's go down here. Wait, have I got any stone around here? Up there. Okay, we'll go down to the coal and iron first. Oh yeah. Thank you. Reminder to press Alt. Yes. Thanks, Nuke World. Thank you for 46 months. Yeah, it'll be very much spaghetti with me. Don't worry. That is a guarantee. As I think most of the productive work when I played this co-op with Shadow was, well, Shadow, not me. Yeah, we'll see. I've messed with the evolution rate of the bad guys, at least. I've made it less time dependent and more pollution dependent. So hopefully that'll, I don't want to put it all in. There we go. Hopefully that'll make it not too bad. Maybe. Alright, what do we need? I need to grab iron. Alright, it's fine. Yeah, solo me and Factorio. Yeah, and streaming on a Wednesday as well. This is a time zone this is a time I may start streaming regularly during Wrong Way Out. We'll see how I go. I might want to play this. Yeah, they are very close. I'm gonna have to kill that base super early. Which means as soon as I get grenades, that's what I'm doing. That is going to be an early goal. Because that is going to be very much required to be gone. I didn't have any supervision with setting up the enemies, so it's entirely possible I've done things that are very, very bad and that may have actually made things worse, not better. Which is something I slightly fear, but you know, that's the fun of this. Discovery. I need to learn. I need to understand. And understand the stupid things that I've done. Alright, that should be getting me most of what I need. Let's get a couple more of these and they'll have to feed them feeding each other. Okay, that's done. Now make another one. I need more iron. I'll do it that way. Yeah, why not? Okay, so that's my iron plate sorted. What do I do next? Probably want to get more iron. Maybe some copper. Maybe I'll do copper next. Get a little single copper thing going. Oh, there's a coal rock over here. Yeah, I'll grab that. Good call. Grab these big ones. That should actually save me a fair bit of time compared to the co-op save we did. Because we didn't have any of these big rocks to speed up the collecting of stone at the start. Alright. Me the iron plate. Let's go up to the copper and make a little smeltery up there. Cool. Copper's done. Now... should I get some stone bricks being made long before I'm actually going to use them? Probably not. Should probably focus on getting more iron up next, I guess. Oh yeah, that was another thing I had thought of doing. I was going to make it so that maybe trees would do more for pollution. I didn't change that either. Thanks, One Chip Pop. Thank you for the Prime sub. And thank you, The Exile, for the Prime sub as well. Since this is solo, will I allow turret to creep? Huh. That's different. Craft 50 iron plate to research steam power. Craft lab to research that. Was that a thing before and I just didn't notice, or is that new? Interesting. It's new. Alright, so we got offshore pump, boiler, and I'm going to need steam engine, which is going to need a whole lot more steel iron plate. But... that's going to be tricky, because that's my water source, and that's the enemy. That's going to be really bad. Research turrets, I think, as first goal. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to take this thing out with turrets entirely. Ugh. Alright. Let's focus on getting more iron plates up then, I guess. Fluids have been reworked. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. What does that mean? In what way have they been reworked, and what changes does that make? Is there any, like... I'm sure I'll find it out eventually. Alright, so I could get power up now, but part of me wants to just kind of wait. Maybe get a bit more ammo made up first. Yeah, and maybe make the science packs before I plug in the power. So that I can unlock the things I need to unlock before I start polluting more and making everything upset. Oh wait, I think I made this just white last time. Yeah. What else do I need? I need another... I still need more iron plate. Okay. Well, in that case, let's do this. Get another one operating. Yeah. can't believe how close those bases are. That's really not how I imagined today going. Oh. Oh, Tincho. I wasn't prepared for the dad joke. Is that enough? Yes, that's enough. Let's go. Get that unlocked. Oops. Oh, here you go. Oh, this is... Alright, I'm going to read this one anyway, but... To kill a French vampire, you have to drive a baguette through its heart. It sounds easy, but the process is painstaking. Alright, turrets. Start research. Then walls. Queue it. Then... that. So that's going to require 10, 20, 30 to get those three. And 40 for the electric mining drill. Okay. It's going to take a little while. Something garlic bread. Yeah. Alright, so that's gonna take a little while to make. Yeah, I'm not, like, I know, yep, coal rock. I'm sure I'll clear these out at some point. There's no real urgency to it, but I guess I'm not really doing anything else right now. It's Halloween themed, that's the best I can say about that joke. Yeah. I just kind of read it and was like, ugh. It's kind of a bit awkward. But a little bit clever, but not quite clever enough, is what I felt about that joke. Yeah, mining the rocks saves on pollution, yeah, I know. But I don't know. I'm not sure I'm gonna save enough on pollution for it to matter. I feel like it's not gonna end up being the thing that saves me. There are actually quite a lot of coal rocks around here. In fact, I wonder how many of these things around me are rocks versus cliffs. If I look around, these look to mostly be not cliffs, but mineable rock by the shape of them. So I think there's quite a lot of coal rock around here. How many have I got? 23, 33, 4. Alright, I've got the 40. I should probably start collecting the stuff to make up my power. Which I've got. I just need to make a bunch of pipes now. Thanks, Altair! Thank you so much for 34 months! Yeah. How... as to the new content, how long is it going to take me to get to it? That's the other thing. I feel like it's going to take me a while. Hello, Shadow. Good morning. Have people been well behaved with not spoilering things for you? And welcome, Raiders. No issues at all. Perfect. That is good to hear. Oh, there's actually new stuff just from the blue level of science. Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, gotta wait. Sound like I'm scheming something. No. No, not scheming anything. I don't know enough of what I'm doing to scheme things. You know that to be true. Let's pick some of those. Once that's done. Vox, it's okay. You don't need to tell me how to do every little thing. I can manage some of it. Oh, that's not very much pipe. I need more. Probably made that underground pipe. Yeah. So what I did was I started from the Death World settings and then made it easier from there rather than starting from easy and making it harder because, well, it seemed like a better way to go about it. Yep, first attempt. We'll see how we go. Shouldn't be too bad. I did stuff up one thing I'd meant to set, but we'll see how badly that ends up for me. I had intended to set it so that the enemy bases would be a bit further away from my starter point, and I didn't get that right. And yeah, I cranked the resources up so that I don't have to move so quickly, because I think that's the thing that would get me first. I can get myself set up, but then I'd run out of resources and then not be able to do anything at that point. And so I'd kind of get stuck. I'll bring this, I might bring this all the way down to the coal. Since I'm doing it anyway, I may as well bring it down there. What made play Factorio today? Well, I would have played it yesterday morning, except I was on dad duty all day. So I was busy and could not. I pretty much haven't read the Friday Facts. I've read one of them with the gigantic centipede thingy. That was about it. That was about all I read. That was the extent of it. I did see a bit of the trailer. Shadow would have been upset with me if I didn't. And I'm probably not going to leave this here. Oh. Oh, right. That's the wrong way around. Whoops. Probably don't need to do this then. Oopsie. Probably set up my hotbars in a minute. Okay, pop that in there. Pop that there. And pop those in there. And I'll go grab more coal. From... I think up here. Entropy, honestly, we've just started the latest Wrong Way series. I don't think I've got any reason at this stage to be thinking about the next one. That seems a bit, preemptive. A bit too much planning for my way of existing. I don't plan that much. I plan like the next series, like I think about the next thing I'm going to do after a series ends, but I usually do that around the time the series is getting close to ending, not right at the start of it. At the start of it, I like to think about that thing and how I could make it better. Okay. We'll get turrets in a minute, which means I probably need... just keep making some more ammo. But I'm not going to get manufacturing, so I'll hand manufacture it. Should probably make armor as well as a priority. Maybe some more iron, yeah. Although there is a reason for me to not go too hard on the iron yet. If I can keep this pollution tight until I get the turrets built and partially filled with ammo, then I'm not going to get the attack from this nearby base and presumably the other nearby bases that are outside my visual range here. So that's why I'm kind of keeping the factory small to begin with, because one of the things that Shadow and I learnt when we were playing the Death World save before was that if we go too hard out of the gate and try and build too big out of the gate, you end up being in a situation where you can't actually defend what you've built because you spent too much of your energy on and too much of your pollution on building more rather than building what you need. Yeah, Corbin, I do hear people singing songs about The Wrong Way Out. Don't call chat a hive mind? I mean, it's okay if if the shoe fits. Okay, can make turrets, can make armor. So I'm mainly going to need more iron for turrets. So I probably do want to get maybe one more iron going, because that's going to hold me up and slow things down more than I would like. But making sure I'm not overbuilding anything. And now we can make walls, so I need to get that going as well. Actually, that's probably what I should do next. Make a couple of these guys. Cooking up some wall. And I might go dig up some more coal. Shadow, the only change I've noticed so far is that you start with no research and doing things unlocks research. And I think that's quite a nice touch for someone's very first exposure to Factorio if they've never watched anyone play it or done anything like that. Because it immediately makes the player pay attention to research, which is kind of the main part of the game, because it's the... if you're not playing with too many biters, then that's your main resource sink. I mean, it probably is your main resource sink anyway. So getting players to be aware of it at the beginning through a method like that's quite good. I mean, I know the game has a tutorial as well, but I think we're also well aware that most people don't read or do a tutorial the very first time they do something. They see if they can figure it out. Admittedly, I did do the tutorials for trains. Because I wanted to make sure I had some idea what I was doing with that. Stone was back up this way. Actually, I've got heaps of stone on me. I'm going to just produce stuff from that. I think. Yeah. Now, that will do. I mean, I saw the changes on the pipe. I just don't know what they mean, Shadow. I don't know what they mean. Like, I genuinely don't know what any of the symbols mean yet, because I haven't run into any issues with them. Yeah. Cross bridges when come to them. Need more iron. Should possibly... Should I start? I mean, I'm idle, so there's probably no reason for me to make a manufacturing thing doing work for me. I'm gonna need... How close am I? I've still got a bit of time, so maybe I can start automating a few things. I'll add radar. Need to get some more scouting. Maybe I'll... Actually... I might go scout myself and see if I can find those bases. Oh, well, oil's here. That's handy. That's not too far away. Okay, that's one base. That's another base. Oh, they're big too. They are big. What is this? What have you done with the real splitsy? I don't see any big awesome things. Not even some ugly duck. Yeah, I don't think the player character looks much like a duck. Maybe a little bit. Well, there's some of Shadow's favorite cliffs. Yeah, faster flamers. That's the thing I gotta remember to do. Flame turrets early. Ooh. Oh! Okay, I wasn't expecting one right there. That's gonna be a spicy meatball dealing with those three. I might need to do flame turret creep at this point. Wow. Is that closer to my pollution than the other ones? Oh no, this forest might save me and prevent the pollution getting around, but it's probably gonna make it around there anyway. Yeah, I've slowed down, I think. If I understood the direction of the slider properly, I have made it so that time is less of a factor in mutation and pollution more. So I should be able to like spend time figuring out what I need to do next, as long as I'm not pouring pollution over the top of the bases. I like the cliffs reminds me of CNC. Yeah, it does. I think that's why I'm not too fussed by them either. Too many of those old games that you used to just be like, yeah, well, that's what it is. You got cliffs. Deal with them. Alright, definitely need to go harder on the ammo now. Once those 5 turrets are made. Loot too much, Captain Planet will kick your butt. Yep. Alright, so what have I found resource-wise? So I got a bigger copper that way, and another copper that way, but I've just got these 2 irons. But that's going to be where I want to go. So let's have a look through the research where I need to go to get to flamethrower turrets. There. I need to get down to through all of that stuff. All right. So steel and green are the next ones then. Probably want repair kits as well. I mean, you want all of the red only stuff anyway. Yeah, grenades. What are grenades under? Are they their own independent thing? Are they bundled under one of these other things? Grenade, grenade, grenade. I don't see grenades. Ah, stronger explosives? That's just enhancing grenades. Oh, there is a search. Grenado. Ah, there we go. Military 2. Okay, so I'm going to need to actually build some stuff before then. So I think what I'm going to try and do is get to flame turrets before I try and take out the enemy bases. Because the flame turrets should be quite good at creeping forward on the enemy position. I think. Maybe? Because I just don't know if I can get to this before these guys are going to attack me. So actually I should probably not try that because that's going to be a risky ploy, but it could be very effective, but it's going to be risky. I should probably figure out how I'm going to deal with these guys. So that probably means making grenades first, which means getting green science and all that stuff sorted. Okay. The oil is the purple bit down here to my south. Purpley pink bit. Alright, so let's start doing some actual automating of things. Because I'm not getting science. I'm not getting any of that. Means getting some more iron plate after this ammo is made. Yeah, that oil being close is possibly going to be my lifesaver. Without that, I think I'd be in a lot more trouble. Now... oh, can't see that bit. Do I have enough ammo that I could go and try and take out that base? You know what? I'm giving it a go. If this goes horribly wrong... we'll find out. It'd just be really nice to get rid of that one base. Okay. Yeah, I don't have enough ammo for this, do I? Eh. Oh, geez. Yeah, this isn't going to work out, is it? Hope. Okay. Well, I'll leave those guys there anyway, because they're going to be a nice little forward defense. Yes, attacking with the little pistol. I haven't unlocked the other things yet. I don't know if science... Okay, back to the plan. Let's automate a few things. Grab the copper I need. The coal in. Waiting for a melee only run. That would be tricky. Okay, so what do I need to automate first? I probably want to have ammo production first. Or actually science. Let's make science first. So for science I need to get 9 gears. Because I'm going to need some inserters. I'm going to need a couple more of these guys. And I'm going to need a whole bunch of these guys. Where is my starting stone mine? It's inside this this iron deposit. It's that little bit inside. I mean, I would think trains would count as melee. So would tanks if you're running over the enemy. There's physical contact between you and the enemy. That feels like melee to me. I think trains count as melee, tanks... I mean, you could use the little rovery vehicle thing as a melee, but it really doesn't work very well. Melee is you getting eaten. Most of the time, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, let's make a mess. Oops, that's not what I meant to press. All right, let's start putting some things on my hopper. I do know how to use that, I just wasn't yet. For no good reason. Oh, the mess. The mess is going to be glorious. No one here to force me to clean it up either. Yep, playing the new update. Doing the thing. Seeing how horribly it goes for me. This needs copper, doesn't it? Gears and copper? Yeah. Capac and I, in the long distant past, did actually play Factorio together once or twice. Not on stream or anything, we just played it. I really don't know that I would ever get him, that it would be ever something he would play again. World, I'm paying back. This is payback for Shadow artillery striking me. That's what this is. Whoa, 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 hey Shadow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I deserved that? Maybe I did. Maybe I don't remember. I'm sure it'll be fine. Alright, red science. Okay. Red science automated. Cool. Next thing is automate ammo. Means probably expanding my production a bit. And probably cleaning this up once I feel like I can actually take out the enemy bases. My copper wire spaghetti? You mean like what I'm starting here? I mean, the power poles do give the best looking spaghetti because it looks like pasta. It is a lot of gears for one road science factory. What it does is give me a lot of gears to pick up. Don't worry about ratios. I'm not worrying about ratios. I'm just going to build things and overbuild ratios when I need to fix them and optimize them later. For the moment, I'm purely focused on getting the thing done, not getting it done well. I should probably do ammo next, which is just plain old iron plate, which means maybe I go... Kind of hoping I can just go to the electric drills at this point. So these drills kind of suck. There we go. Hey Andy. Thank you for 10 months. Thank you for the 6 months in advance. Don't mind me. Plenty of opportunity to build new bases later. Exactly. Exactly. I figure, make something that works, survive, then make something that works well. Hopefully. And yes, I'm aware I'm going to be moving and removing and rebuilding stuff constantly, but, you know, it is what it is. As Shadow isn't with you to do this, can you put yourself in a little belt loop for your bio break? No! I hate the shuddering screen. It's unpleasant. Yeah, see, Danny, I like that plan. I'll stand on the ammo loop around the base as I go. Because if I stand on the ammo loop around the base, then I'll travel around the walls as whenever I go on a bio break, and that's perfect. Because then you get to see things that are happening as I drift past them. Alright. How is my pollution going? Still got a little bit of time. And we've got... I might just quickly rebuild this section. To something proper. With the electric miners. So I really just hate those guys. This makes me much happier. I missed something. Where did I miss something? Don't die. Wow. Oh. Typically if the biters breach your walls, it's near game over. It's only once you get to the end game to where it's not. Depends how you set up your base, I think. I think Shadow and I managed to get to a point where it wasn't immediate end game if the biters breached our walls. But that was before we got to full-on end game, I reckon. But maybe I'm misremembering. Okay, I might have to manually load some of this stuff up. So I can get the coal running. Yeah, Dwarven Kiwi, I did get dragged back. I thought I mean, I had fun with Shadow, so it seemed to make sense to me to give it a go. It was a lot of fun playing this with Shadow, so... hopefully it's still fun playing when she's not here. I've made this messy to begin with. I'm probably going to need to change the way this is laid out. That'll work. I'm building my spaghetti. Don't worry, it's always going to be spaghetti. That's how I roll. Especially when I haven't really thought about Factorio since Shadow and I stopped playing it, so yeah. I'm gonna make a lot of silly mistakes. Like a lot more than I would have made otherwise. Yeah, Toby was feeling fine. He got sent home from daycare because, understandably, they'd had some issues with gastro and babies being sent in who were unwell. And so they had to send him home because he had one nappy that was suspicious, even though he was perfectly fine, which is very understandable. To me, anyway, I think. But they would do that. I should probably go fill up power generation since it's empty. Yeah, better safe than sorry, exactly. Alright, that's fixed up. Let's get some coal going over to here with a burner inserter for safety. Let's do that next. Running out of power would be annoying. Not gonna lie, I never thought I'd hear someone call a nappy suspicious. Well... you know, if the description fits. I need a couple of electric miners, which means I need more of these. Which I have to grab off the belt. To the way I've done things. Huh. Was this always 3 fields on that? Probably was, and I'm forgetting. Toby said spaghetti, but he just... he wasn't really that enamored. Pasta sauces just haven't been his thing so far. Yeah, I feel like they added another field there for the accumulators, yeah. Okay, that should work okay for a while. That's my power okay. I'm keeping everything as tight as I can for a little while. Let's get that ammo production going. I'm okay with the research being fairly slow for the moment, as long as it's actually happening without me inputting anything. I'll put this in a belt, or do I just put it... I might just put this straight into containers at the moment. When I look at your base, it looks like you know what you're doing. Then I see your power and I'm like, why? Said you, that's probably gonna be a really good summary of how this is going to go. There are things I know how to do in Factorio, and then there are just things that I do because I'm not thinking. And it's going to be a quirky mix of the two. It's just gonna be... yeah. Hey, Vatikakisa. Although I'm since South African, probably a slightly different pronunciation of that, but it'll be what it is. Yeah, I'm really happy that summer is here because, well, it's spring, but, you know, I'm really happy that the warmer weather is here because it's going to make giving Toby all sorts of ridiculous food items, like ridiculously messy food items, be a much more fun experience. Because I don't need to worry about how messy he or we get. Because I can just take him outside and hose him off. Which is obviously preferable. And, you know, fun for him too, because he gets to get hosed down. See, look at me. I'm using some shortcuts. I'm doing some things that are sensible-ish. I don't know what ratio I want on here, but I'm thinking I'll just do 2 of these to three of those, and it'll do something. Some iron plate, which we've run out of, because I don't have enough iron mines. Okay. Can help that. Thanks, Buddy Kakiza. Closing down Capac. I've never had to do that. I mean, may have been tempted to more than once, but never had to do it. Yeah, with the ammo being made, I'm definitely going to use up all of the iron that I make. At least until I can speed up the production of it. Looks like the iron ore is making it there fast enough-ish. Maybe one more will sort it out at the moment. Okay, we got logistics next, then we want military. And I want these. And I guess since all of the mods just told me no, you can't use these. I think they're almost all off. Let's get some lamps. For niceness of seeing things. Is there a point where I should have hosed Capac? Yeah. When I needed to wake him up for something that he was meant to show up for. Although I guess a bucket would have worked adequately there too. Probably an unnecessary solution, but one I kind of like. Okay. Thinking next steps. Do I make turrets automatically? Probably walls automatically next. Would be a good idea, I think. But would a bucket be as fun as a host? No. No, it wouldn't. You're right. I mean, yeah, no. A hose would definitely be more fun because once the person wakes up, you can still spray them in the face again. just for good measure. Whereas with a bucket, it's one and done. It's a lot of effort to go back out and fill it up again. Whereas I'm thinking like, you know, you spray them in the face, get them to wake up, they're looking confused, looking around going, what the heck just happened? And you spray them again, and then they look at you angrily, and then you spray them again and then run out of the room. So what you're saying is 2 buckets and a hose. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Actually, let's get coal. I really need the next stuff to do that. I was thinking I should get coal up to the copper, but I need a way to branch it off, which I don't have right now. And actually the copper is out of coal, so let's fill that up. Pollution is still... it's a little bit bigger, but not too much worse than before. I mean, I've got ammo now. I'm getting ammo. I've got some turrets made. Making turrets, I think, to make turrets, I need to fix up the copper plate side of things and actually make it automated as well. Because I need to speed it up. There's not enough copper coming down for the red science to be made any quicker than it is. And I'm going to need to do fancier stuff for the green science. Is there any green science that I need immediately? Don't need that, don't need that, don't need that. Straight away. That would be useful, but not immediately needed. Don't think I have to rush straight to it. I think there's going to be enough of this stuff going on before I get there. I'm going to remove that. Put it at the end. Probably should just use these arrows to move things. That would have been smart. They're kind of right there, staring at me in the face. Okay. Now that I can... So, military research. Yeah. What else can I do to make more turrets? If I make a few more, I should be able to take out that first base. I think. That's going to speed things up. Don't know how many I'm going to need to actually take it out, though. But what I need to do is put that on my hopper, put that on my hopper, and put that on my hopper. And then swap round so that I can go bam, fill, bam, fill, bam, fill. Put walls down. Shadow, I mean, everything in the menu said Space Age, so I think I'm playing Space Age. I bought the DLC. I would assume that it would automatically activate itself. I think that's officially the most expensive DLC I've ever bought. Unless you start talking about things like expansions for old games, which is what DLC were before they were DLC. Which were arguably better. I mean, hang on. There was something that was saying Space Age mod. Like, shouldn't it be in the science tree? Like, I've got all this stuff. And also it said the other planets in the setup. So, yeah. It's fine. I think I still want more ammo. But I'm going to give this a go. If I can start pushing some of these guys back, it'll be a nice little safety net. I mean, I can save, but there's not much point. Alright, you guys. Oh. Oops. Forgot about the whole... Oh. Oh dear. Possibly needed repairs kits before I did this. Well, I killed one of them. The cost of a single turret was probably not worth it. Actually, I'll leave that. Yeah. Leave some of the walls out. Could have gone worse. Could have gone better. This is going to be tricky. Without grenades. And I thought I'd... Oh, this is the one I need. That's the green science one I need. Okay, so I need 15... No. I need 20 green science. Might make those manually for now. Yeah, Twitch is really obnoxious, Shadow. You know this. Of course it wants you to do things that are not what you want to do. Right. More green science. So I've got 5, 10 ordered up, and I need another 10. So there we go. Have you made? Yep, ammo upgrades as well. I need those, but actually I could probably add them into the queue as is, because they're just reds for now. That's a good point. Good point. This has always been one of my bigger challenges with Factorio, is what to do next when I'm presented with lots of options. At least I've got the splitters now and repair packs. I can repair some things without having to expend turrets, but I want the splitter so I can get the coal going and then I can get the copper smelting going properly. Okay, that went dark quickly for a knock-knock joke, Daz. Shadow's scalping me. Jeez. Not your style? No. Shadow only does the scalping after someone's already dead so that she can have a nice clean skull. Alright. And waiting. Waiting for what? Waiting for military upgrade. Let's do it first. Get these further up the queue. Then I'm gonna need to get coal and is it for the grenades? Is it steel? I'm actually going to have to make a proper factory to get to this stage where I can destroy these guys, push them back, and then have time to think. I might. Yeah, iron plates and coal? Okay, cool. Good, good, good. Iron plates and coal means I can make grenades, which means I can take on the bases quite effectively as long as I've got a fallback point. And I feel like the turrets are better used as a fallback point with the way that I do combat. Where's going to be the least annoying to drop this? Yeah. Oh, yeah. What year was Predator? Hang on, I want to... Predator is definitely older than Shadow is. Yeah, I thought for a second, Predator's almost as old as I am. Yeah, Predator's 1987. Predator's old. Solid movie, but old. Just waiting on that science, and then should be able to now do this. Make a little copper smelter. In fact, I might bring the copper down. It's probably a better play. Keep my smelters down there for the moment. Not like that. Actually, not like that either. Yay, unlocking things, doing things. Don't worry about feeling old. Shadow does that to me on purpose. So I'm thinking I'd bring the copper through this way. That's longer than it should be, so let's not do it like that. And then set myself up another little smeltery over here. Six. How many have I got? None. Keeping things small for now. Now, how am I going to make sure these are all on the correct side of the belt for this bit? That, and then... will do. It's not neat or compact, but it works. This game for years and never played it. Now you have to flip coins between Factorio and SE. I think that they're two games that actually make it quite easy for you to pick which one to play. Because do you feel like doing something style-wise? Or do you feel like shooting a lot of things? Well, at least the way I play it. Or building something gigantic. Because, Space Engineers doesn't really like gigantic. And Factorio doesn't really give you style. Per se. So they kind of do different things. Which is good. You want everything doing the same thing? Alright, that's done. Which means I should be able to pipe run it up and join up there. With the mess that I'm creating. Which will be cleaned up once I have secure defenses. That's kind of my goal, is when I feel like I've got a secure base to work from, then I'll just rebuild these things and make them so that they're expandable, able to be big. At the moment I'm just trying to keep myself really tight so that my pollution doesn't hit any of these bases and get me attacked before I'm ready. Does the Skymob count as a gigantic? I mean, it has its own ECM by just being big. It's not as big as some other people build stuff, but then other people don't mind if their game runs poorly for everybody. Whereas I do, so... I count it as gigantic. Gigantic by my measures. What have I done? How am I going to fix this? Yeah, that works. No, it doesn't. Ah! It's not going to work. I've made a mess. Okay. Am I getting rid of the other belt? Yes, I am now. Time for this to go. Yeah, I wanted to get rid of that much. Oh, not that on the belt. Thank you. Oh yeah, if I swap these around it would definitely be neater. But where's the fun in that? There's fun in making things work when they shouldn't, rather than just making it perfect. So, I now have grenades. That's the next thing to make. So, I need to mine more coal, mine more iron, and produce more iron. Because I probably want this copper plate line going somewhere else, but... there now. In fact, I will make it go somewhere else. to do that yet. Make that go underground when I need to. Future planning? That's future Splitsy's problem. Oh, look at that. It's even on the correct side of the belt. How convenient. There we go. Now I can expand this out. Not causing myself too much trouble. What am I up for that? Yeah. Always iron sheets. Always. Really hope that VRH3 is a game changer. I mean, it may be a game changer because it may not be space engineers. I mean, they'd be crazy not to do space engineers, but it may not be space engineers. Just because it's crazy to do that may not mean it's not what they do. I think I've said that right. I may have put some double negatives in there that weren't supposed to be. But you get the gist. Oh, how's my power situation? Yeah, it's still good. Roman cosmonauts? Yeah. Well, it could be a non-space game. It could be something set in Roman times, because if you're doing a water sim, making it Roman engineers makes a lot of sense. Because aqueducts. There's no guarantee it's going to be space engineers. I mean, I agree with you guys that it'd be crazy not to be, but there is no guarantee. I hope it's space engineers. Because that would be good for me, because that's what I want. It would be interesting to see what they do with the unified grid system. The unified grid system seems like a really cool upgrade. All right, so now I've got a lot more iron plate on here, but I'm also out of iron on the belt. So I need more mines. And then I should be able to take this plus some coal and make some grenades. Yeah, Zoogie, I've had the idea of steampunk engineering being something they could do with what they're building. I mean, the other thing is, what if Keen were to license the engine for other people to make games with too? What other stuff might we see then? Because that could be something. That could be something quite interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna mess this up. bothers me that I have 2 crates there. It's just a bit annoying. But that's going to get in the way of this, so let's move this along. And make 2 of those. And a splitter, so we can get the coal up there. Hopefully. The off-center red science pack in the lab bother me. It is an interesting design choice that these aren't centered. I know why, because I presume the other ones stack up across them. And this way you could probably more easily tell which ones are lacking things and they're not constantly shifting, centering as you add other science packs. But it does create an interesting visual effect when they're just with the red ones. But yeah, you can definitely see there are benefits and downsides either way, on either side. What was I doing? I was trying to get coal. That's what I was doing. I got distracted by game design discussions, which is something I always like to be distracted by. How's power doing? Ooh, we're getting close. Okay. Might not place all 3 of these down. Just do 1. Right. Coal's gonna go over here, then to... Should work. And grenades. There we go. Automated grenades. That should set me up with the ability to actually take out these enemy positions. And we've got still a tiny bit of time. So now I should probably focus on getting turrets. Lots and lots of turrets. So that's going to be a lot of iron plate, copper plate, gear wheels. I could steal some of these gear wheels. Actually, I could steal this combined belt and just pull from the other side to make that part. And then I just need to add iron plate in range, which I might be able to do actually. Yeah, this is going to work out quite well. Stick it in the middle here. We go there, 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 there. And the turrets will come out here. Got a box for them. Another little inserter. Make some more power poles. There we are. Turrets being made. Now walls is next. Daz, didn't you... I thought you were here when Shadow and I were playing with the Death World style of thing. So I thought you'd be familiar with the issues created by my preference for playing this sort of game. Because I'm effectively, in a way, trying to turn Factorio into an RTS. Because that's more my style of play. Is real-time strategy games. Like, that was what I played endlessly when I was a kid. Yeah, I need more iron coming through because the turrets are going to take it all up. And that means I'm not going to get any ammo made, which is not ideal. I should probably block off most of these, though. In fact, at the moment, I could probably block off all but the first. If we get to 50 turrets, that'll be impressive. At this stage. If you like RTS, how do you feel about them turning Warcraft into an MMO? I feel like the Warcraft RTSs had done all they could do with that. And I didn't really care. Also, never played World of Warcraft. I might have played it once and was like, eh. And then I found EVE Online and then I lost myself to that. And then I realized that was a big mistake and eventually quit cold turkey. Okay, so I need more power before I do any more expansions because that's getting real close. So, steam engine. Just a regular inserter on this guy. Yep. Now I can go wild until all the things come to kill me, because I'm probably going to get attacked soon, now that I've done that. Shadow, you know not to worry about the wire spaghetti. It gets replaced eventually. Because you get the better power distribution stuff later, and then you're like, well, now I can just replace it all? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Also, I don't know if I'm ever going to manage to get Shift R as a keybind that I actually remember to press. Yeah, true, little pillboxes might not be a bad idea. I need to get the walls up. Walls being made. Or at least the things being smelted. So I need to get a conveyor line all the way from stone up here. It's a long way away. Alright. No point running up there yet. What is Shift R? R goes this way, Shift R goes this way. Doesn't it? Yeah, goes the other way. Like, I know these keybinds exist, I just forget to use them. Because it feels like it's quicker just to keep spamming R than it is to try and remember to rotate the other way. And yeah, agreed. Pressing R 3 times does tend to take less brain power. And is also how I usually do things in games like RimWorld, which use the same keybinds. Oh, how are we going for grenades? 25 of them. Oh, yeah. That's good. How are we going for pollution? Yep. All right, I gotta get ready for these attacks. Which means I need iron plates so I can make belts. So I can get to that stone. I need gears so I can get them as well. That'll be a start. Then let's... Now, are they going to cut through the trees or are they going to come around the trees? I feel like they're going to cut through maybe. So I'll start by putting turrets out here. I don't think the trees block them. I think there's a path through. If you look how sparse it is, and this path, if we look on the map, this path seems to run through to them, so they should be able to path their way through these trees. I don't think they'll be forced to go to the north. If I start by just building little groups of 4 of them around the place, that should hopefully buy me a bit more time. So grenades are lowest priority, turrets are highest priority, ammo is middle. It's not ideal. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want to have to remove and replace everything, is just add a little splitter before the turrets to make half the plates go past them. And they can rejoin. See you, Vatica Kisa. So what's all this spaghetti? It's all of the spaghetti, Eisen. Yeah, Dragnon. Shadow has corrupted me. Apparently. Apparently that's what's happening. Cool. So that should increase my ammo production rate. Might make a couple of grenades get made. We'll see. I don't think I can really justify making too many more. Making the iron smeltery much bigger until I've got actual defenses in. Yeah, I've just got to wait. And let things happen. Alright, so we got those there. We got that one. The little fork up there. Should probably build something to the north of the copper mine as well. I think the word you meant to say was blessed. Sure, Shadow, we can go with that. That's your preference. Oh, I'm out of walls. That's not good. I don't want to be out of walls. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. That's better. Yep. Alright, I've got 90 odd. Hopefully that'll be enough. Get most of the way. I've got no drill. Need a drill. I think I'll just run the one stone mine for now. Come on, give me the drill. Alright, so we'll bring the stone down. I'll turn it into walls, and then I hopefully will be able to make better use of what defense turrets I can actually build. Guess that'll work. Now, where is it going to be easy to bring that stone to? Is it going to be easy to bring some coal up and around? Probably, because I've got the coal already going to here. So if I bring that up and around, bring the stone over to here, I could probably make stuff while keeping things fairly tight. At least the critical stuff tight. So I need something to cook it, and then something to turn it into walls. Yeah, the stone in the iron is going to be quite annoying. I'm going to have to... I figure I'm probably just going to sort it out. I just eventually just lay the miners out and sort the stone out as it all comes out. But that is a problem for the future. It's not a problem for now. Actually, I could probably use... No, I'll use the sensible coal. No, that's not good. Bring this up. It does. And then pop this up here. No. No, let's do this a bit differently. Made this worse than I should have. I'm okay with bad, but this could be better without much work. Oops. What am I doing? Oh no, that's fine. It's all good. That works. Okay. Then we can go this guy over here. I can fit 2 of them if I end up increasing production, which I probably will. That's why I wanted to do it. That into there. That out into the box. I really hope, with how much I've had to do so far, that I don't end up failing on this run. So that's going to be really annoying. It'd be nice to get to a point where I'm like, oh, that's what I did wrong. Okay, I can fix that now. Rather than it all just being horribly bad. Okay, walls automated. Yes, as Chad has explained, yes, Tommy, the filters have, the splitters have filtering. Oops. Like, you can filter things, you can change their priorities, all that stuff. And I think I remember how to do all that. Right, so we probably don't need more than that many walls being made at once. Actually, no, I'm not going to max out the walls. I'm going to let them build until whenever, because if I'm going to be... I'm probably going to have to build defenses like Shadow and I built in our co-op Death World, which I'm always going to be referencing in this because it's kind of my only reference point for Factorio. But I think heavily turreted walls is the way to go. It just gives that security that's needed. Andy, I honestly don't think anything I've built here is worthwhile making blueprints of. They're so small, the systems, and have so few parts that I really feel like I wouldn't gain much from blueprinting. Like, this little element here, it's like 6 blocks. Yeah, no point in blueprinting temporary setups as well. That is true, too. Alright. So I've got turrets here, here, here in the middle of the copper mine, and here. I think my next goal will be to actually start a proper turret line. Actually, no, I'll put a few down south in case these ones get hit before I'm ready. I'll put a couple. Actually, should put some out here. That should definitely be the next one. Yeah, I think I'll be moving on to making the big turret wall shortly. Let's get turrets out here. These should be a bit more, because this is critical infrastructure. Yeah, I'm not worried about those not being used. No big deal. They can sit there. I don't care. Sometimes I'll remember to do the little curve in so they don't sit there. Other times, I just won't care. Yeah, I not default biter setup. I've changed the biter setup. It's not default death world either. Otherwise, I'd already be dead. I have changed their evolution to more keep up with me rather than getting ahead of me, because it should be it's now equally based, at least if this is what bars mean, it's equally based on pollution as it is on time, and time is less and pollution is more compared to death world settings. So that's kind of the gist of what I've done so far with it. I'm going to speed up the walls. I'm going to need a lot of them, and this is going to be really slow. I'm torn between automating green science or getting a wall built, and I think the wall is the better thing to spend my energies on to begin with. And then I can automate green science after that. Yeah, true. Actually, that's a fair point, Shadow. I'll have to automate the inserters and things for the wall belt to work properly as well. So I will need to do that. So it'll kind of be for both. Yeah, flamers are going to pretty much require me to be able to fight off these bases because the crude oil's there. So that's why I'm trying to protect this in this space first, and then that'll be my next expansion to go for. You think I'm mixing stone, am I? I'll check it out. That's definitely not something I want to just ignore and be like, no, 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 I'm fine. Expected resources. Yeah, I am. Nuts. Let's see if I can move these so that that's not going to be the case. Okay, so that's just expecting stone. And that's just expecting stone. There we go. That works. Thanks for that. With my current setup, that would have been really annoying to deal with. Okay. So one of the main reasons I like the idea of having a full-on wall is that it just prevents a lot of the potential, oops, I let everyone run out of ammo problems. Press Q on an ore patch. Oh, your best miner. So that's why I keep getting this miner on my cursor. Yep. Makes sense. Thanks, Shadow. I was wondering why that kept popping up when I was pressing Q near the ore patches. Thought I must have been pressing something else weird by accident. Alright, so I'm going to have to start making belts and making inserters now. Which means making circuits first. Which means I'm not going to have enough iron for what I need to do. What do you need? 75 green. Kinda want to do it. That's a lot of green signs to hand make. Should probably do it after. How much more am I going to need to make sure I'm overstocked on iron with my current consumption? And where can I put it? Might have an idea. I'm very much trying to keep myself in this area nice and tight so that I can get to my turrets and walls and stuff. So that's why I'm trying not to expand too much in any particular direction. What I might try is... see if this is going to work. I think I can get through. This. Lose that. And that coal can go around and join the stone. I'm seeing you mess around with these parts of the Death World. As in, because you were frantically doing all this bit, Shadow? Is that what you mean? While I was trying to make myself a meat shield. So what I might do is this. It's also fun to watch new players design. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's I think some people find it frustrating, some people find it interesting just to see how different people think through these problems. Oh, I still need the coal there for that. Okay. That's an annoying problem to have. So I was trying to get that off filter. How do I set the filter? There we go. Cool. Up the priority right. Get this out of the way. And hopefully that won't be a problem. That'll bring all the coal down. Well, I can fix that. And another splitter after it. Probably would have made more sense to put a splitter somewhere else, but if it's functional, I don't care. I have no idea what you're talking about, Vox. Sounds like fromage. Oh. Oh, the turrets are full. Okay, cool. So that's actually put me in a better way of doing things. Because then I'm actually going to get enough. Yeah, it's just while I'm getting massive loads of turrets produced, I don't have enough. But let's build some more. Anyway. With these guys. Ugh, got so much coal in my inventory now. Not gonna work. That's not gonna work. I'm not gonna be able to power that middle one. It'll work. Oh, wait a second. It would work. So I got power from the other side. Belt. You have a belt feeding the side of an underground. Only the open side of the underground belt gets filled, meaning that you can filter off half a belt from the full belt onto the under... What? I don't understand. Don't worry about the underground thing. I'm just... Don't worry. Don't worry. That explanation does not make any sense to me. Well, slight improvement to iron production. I can put 2 more in. Let's make 2 more. Alright, time for... yeah, circuits. Yes, circuits. Oh, man. Should have put this here. So I can build in this space. And sodas have filtering. Ah. There's no need for filter inserters anymore. They can just do their thing. Okay. Spoiled priority? Oh, for because there's stuff that has spoilage, isn't there? Now. Things can go bad on your journeys. Right. What am I going to do with this coal? Let's see what I can get rid of into these. There we go. Okay. Back to getting copper plate and production facilities. I was going to bring the copper plate through here and make a bunch of copper wire, so then I can add the plate and add the oh, man. Brain hurty. Oh, the fish spoil. They go bad as well. I can't do my fish tanking anymore. I know other stuff spoiled. I didn't realize fish were going to be a part of that. It didn't even occur to me to think about fish when I read about that. So copper should come in, so we're going to go with 4 making wire. I have no idea what ratio I need here, so let's just leave enough space that I can fiddle with things. Two hours and 5 minutes for the fish. Probably not too far wrong for how long it would take for unrefrigerated fish to go bad. I definitely did give myself more clearance around the base than default, but I'm also very close to being attacked. From 3 directions. That's going to be painful. Let's grab these walls and get that bit done while I'm remembering. Thanks, Narrator Drake. Thanks for the prime sub. Yeah, I think I'm going to be imminently attacked. True, too. That is true. That's already on my thing. I'm in the splitter. Right, so splitter there. No, not that. That's annoying. Didn't leave myself enough room. Yep. Oh, I'll clean that up. That'll upset Shadow too much. And me, actually. That was bad enough that it would annoy me. Alright, I'm probably going to move these guys further north, or bring them over here, but I need to bring some iron plate up first. So what's my goal with this playthrough? I guess at least be eaten on another planet once. Why don't you directly insert the wire from machine to machine? Part of me likes having the visual feedback of seeing whether I've got enough wire coming out. And I don't know the production rates well enough to balance those things without it. That's really the main reasoning. And I really don't want to, like, if I'm at the point, yeah, I don't tend to get to the point where I'm actually mathing these things out. I'd prefer to just overproduce and see where my bottlenecks are so that I know what I can do next. One of the games that I used to play a lot as a kid was Settlers 3. And one of the things I really, really liked about it was that every single resource was visually represented on the map. So if your baker was running out of resources, you just had to look at what was at the bakery to see what they needed more of. And then you could build that. And it was just really nice having everything visually represented. And so for me, having belts does that. And so it ends up being my preferred way of doing things. Even though it is not optimal, it's just preferred. It's how my brain works and how I'm going to have more fun with it, I think. If I don't worry about things being perfect and just make sure I'm building enough, whatever enough ends up being. Actually did have enough room, especially if I do this. Which means I'm going to need to do this. Start. Yeah, Shadow, that thing you do where I was thinking about this the other day, like, and I think this is true of a lot of people who play Factorio a lot. Some people get that sense of achievement from balancing something perfectly and having then a blueprint that they can copy and reuse. For me, the point at which I've got a solution to that level is the point at which I want a new problem. I don't want to just copy that solution over and over and over again. I want a new problem. And so I usually stop just before I get to that perfect solution because I've already wanted a new problem before then. But I definitely want a new problem at the point I've got that, in quotes, perfect solution. It's one of the things I've always struggled with when playing Transport Tycoon. I have a few mental, pretty much perfect solutions for things that I find really hard not doing, and so I lose interest in the game much quicker than I used to, because I've got those solutions in my head now. which is sad because I always used to have a lot of fun with it, and I can't figure out how to make myself not do that. Oh yeah, at the larger factory, yeah, you obviously do have to use blueprints a lot and use those perfect solutions. So I'm not sure what I can do at that point to make things work for me. But surprisingly, it did work for me when Shadow and I were playing together, even when we got to the big factory stage, because we were still getting attacked by lots of stuff. And I guess with Space Age, you can then move to another planet where you get attacked by different things. You got different military problems to solve, which are the ones that tend to drive me to actually do things more. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't know. Factorio's always been a different one for me. Not something that naturally falls in my wheelhouse. Yet a game I have actually played a fair few hours of. Cool, that's all banked up. It's all still backed up. I'm going to grab some more of these turrets out. We're looking for ammo. That's going okay. So, I think it's now time for walls. Almost time for walls. I can probably make the inserters at this point. So if I make the iron gear wheels and feed them back onto the same belt, then bring the... Maybe we can make that work? There it goes. Just started a Place No Belts Factorio run. That sounds like a lot of awkward. And you definitely, that would go against my whole not really wanting to know the ratios of things. Or not really fussing too much over the ratios of things. I think it's more about, that's probably a better way of putting it, is I don't mind learning the ratios, I just don't want to focus on them. So, might build these over here. I can then deliver this. Combined with this one. Then bring this in. And I'll have at least inserters built. Then I need belts automated. Then I think a lot of the key stuff that I want for getting these defenses done set out. Oh, I need to go chop down some trees. think the big difference between us is that I know what's about to come and as such can see the problems that will need fixing later, and as much as my modular factory to get as such make my modular factory to get to those problems, whereas you lack the foresight due to lack of experience. To some extent, Shadow, but I think there are other differences with how we approach some of the problem solving because of differences in preference of problem to solve is also part of it. Like, and I think that's why you've gotten so much further in Factorio than I ever have. Or probably ever will. Because there's fun for you at those points where you're at that near perfection of your builds. Splitsy's favorite questions are the ones where violence is the answer. No. No. That's not true. It's just an unfortunate reality that most of the things that we have in games that are interesting problems to solve are also violent ones, because it's really hard to make non-violent things have as many layers of difficulty to them. Okay. How have I still not been attacked? I guess I can probably make belts. Sure, why not? Pretty simple. I just need to make sure I make enough iron plate and iron gears. I can just feed the same belt along. I think I'll do that way. Can I? Yes, maybe. I grab that pole out, move it to there. No. Yes? No. No. Hang on. I'm trying to brain this. I want this to go onto that side of the belt. Do I have the space around here? No, I probably need to do it a bit further back. Do it here, it'll be easy. Here we go. They're just stocking up on soldiers. Oh yeah, true, because they wouldn't have been preemptively doing that, would they? Alright, I know this is not going to get much of these built, given the way I've got this set up, but at least it'll get me something. Sometimes. Oh, I'm being attacked. There's the attacks. And it has begun. Let's put a little bit of defense up here, since that is where they want to go and attack. Is that something? Started the wars have. Indeed! Now is the fun part. Now where I constantly get under attack and I have to actually deal with problems rather than just mindlessly breaking my setups. Right, we got belts made, we've got walls making, we've got turrets being made, we've got all of the parts for the wall. Once I get the wall built, then I can start looking towards getting the flame turrets, because they're going to be the thing that actually keeps the wall functional for longer. But I'd need more iron, so I'm way behind on that. So I need more space for more because of the way I've set this up. I don't think I have any research I can do. It all requires green science, and I haven't got the green science being made because I actually want the inserters and the conveyor belts not for science but for walls. For the moment. And a couple more. Looks like the iron's not getting on the belt enough for these now. We've at least maxed that out. There are some gaps, so I can put another mine down though. I think that's the maximum length for this number of... for single belted, this slow belt. Pretty much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Checks out with what chat's saying. But it's about 24. Huh, turns out my split is pretty much in the middle too. So that worked out nicely. Yeah, during the series with Shadow, a lot of people were telling me to use the deconstruction planner for things, but honestly, I always found it really cumbersome and annoying, so I didn't like to use it much. Oh, I use Control-C. Yeah, see that? Control-C makes more sense. That would be a nicer way of counting. Done too much Space Engineers where I have to manually count everything. Because yes, doing this would have been easier. Oh, helped if I'd powered that, wouldn't it? Alright. That's still not enough iron plate up the top. I think we're going to have to max... do I split it? Maybe I split it. That'd probably be better. At least get equal parts of the two things I need. And now the spaghetti truly gets fun. There we go. I mean, I have done things that way, where you just throw smelters at it, and at the point you see that there's ones that are never running, those are the ones you remove, and you go, okay, so it's about 24. Cool. That's honestly how I knew I was rough at getting kind of close, because I remembered building stuff at about this sort of length. Oh yeah. I did craft more belts in my hands while standing next to a thing full of belts. That is true, Fol. It's true. Hmm. Okay. So ammo production is going to be pretty slow, but let's have a look at the map. Where do I need to build my walls to first? I need to protect this pump. So I probably want to do something like... my wall symbol. Going from there. Really wish I could copy these. So I could just, you know, place down a bunch of wall tags really quickly. I go down to here. Then to... across to there. And include the copper and iron up here, because that's needed as well. And maybe over to here and then back down to the water. Yeah, I probably do have a decent supply of grenades. That's a fair point. Let's go blow some stuff up. What you need is just a drawable layer on the map. Yeah. But I mean, even if the icons, at least if you like held down a modifier like shift so that you could place multiple of this exact same icon, that'd be delightful. And would make a big difference for simple stuff like what I just did there. Probably don't want to do this at night. Might come back in the day. It's real dark. I have not crafted any steel yet. I feel like the blue dotted line thing is going to be really handy when you get to making oil refineries and the like. Because I imagine that's going to help me trace where things are going with the pipe networks. And it's almost morning. I should make a quick chest and drop a bunch of my stuff that I'm carrying because I'm probably going to die. That'll do. Press Q while hovering over a tag? That works. Cool. Man, that would have saved Shadow and I so much time. Because I'm pretty sure Shadow was doing it the same way I was. Huh. Now time for wall spam. Yeah. That's new. That would explain it. That was a medium biter in there. Yes, I'm gonna need to eat some fish. Okay, spitters down. Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting through them. Ah, big one. Yes! Victory is mine! Haha! One base down. Oh, wait, I should repair these before I pick them up. Yeah, half the grenades used up is fine. I don't mind using up expendables for the purposes that they were built for, which is destroying stuff. Excellent. Now, I think that might be a spitter down here. The galaxy's most impressive sashimi. Sashimi. Die, worm! Alright. Time to start building the wall, because I can destroy the basic bases at the moment. Alright, so to begin with, I need a whole lot of conveyor belts. Let's grab everything from in here. Back in my inventory. So I need to run from my ammo production, which is probably in a really bad spot for expanding it. I mean, it's definitely in a really bad spot. Could swap the grenades over, though. And make the grenades on the left and the ammo on the right. Because I don't think I need to expand the grenade production. So yeah, I'll do that. Oh, what did I do that for? Oh, whatever. Okay, change to grenades, please. Oh, what am I doing wrong? Granado. Right, so then the coal should come down somewhere else. I can bring the coal down here. And then bring it around like that. Okay, that'll work. See you, Vox. See you, Shadow. I mean, yes. See you both. Shadow, I blame you. Okay. Grenades are back to being produced. Now let's get the ammo production going. Yeah, building with expansion in mind is nice when you've got the capability to expand. There's not a lot of capability I have to expand in the early game here, because I'll get destroyed big time. I need to put these out of the way. Wrong spot. So that's why I'm kind of just doing the best I can with a limited capacity for expansion. And now should be able to get ammo belt out to wall. Oh, that's such a mess. Delightful. I think I'll take this up to the lake to begin with. Start from there. Seems like a nice natural spot to begin from. I think probably coming down directly from here, because I'm going to have to chop a lot of trees down. I know I could explode them with grenades, but then I'd probably remove more trees than I want to. And until I get the flamethrowers down, I probably want to be a bit safe about what I'm doing and keep my pollution to a minimum. Oh yeah, I didn't actually pick the ammo. Whoopsie. When I get through on this pass, I'll go fix it. Not bad. walls. Grab more conveyors. You can do so much from the map view to... I mean, I was surprised at how much I could do from the map view to begin with. Because I never used it until Shadow showed me to use it. Just wasn't a thing I really even thought about. Because I hadn't really built big enough, I guess. Oh, I could have set up my production from there rather than having to go home. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been helpful. Would have saved a trip. Wait. I got attacked. Yep. I'll have to destroy that base to the north. And then my only attacks should, for a little while, come from the west. Which means it's strange to start my wall here. I should probably have started my wall from the west. That's where the big attacks are going to come from, but... it's done. This is how it's happening. Hover over the alert, it'll now give you a preview. Ah. Nice. I think that is a decent start. So I can start getting this wall down. Actually, I want to go back this way. I was digging out the wrong side. I mean, chopping down the wrong side. It is helpful having the ones in front cleared, but it wasn't the ones I wanted to do. What are all the settings? I went with a death world to start as my template, and then I made the resource deposits more rich. And the evolution of the bad guys more based around pollution than time, I think. Assuming I understood the tooltips correctly. Which may not be the case. It's possible I didn't. But I believe that's what I've done. I don't want to burn the other side down. No, that's a lot of pollution I don't need to create right now. Much as I do like burning down forests in games, not when it's going to actively diminish my ability to survive. I think I'll just go single and make this really basic just until I have a surrounding wall rather than trying to go too heavy on my turret wall setup to begin with. And have one part of it perfectly defended, but that's not the part they attack. Okay, and then I'll bring this across from here, I think. Yeah, I feel like Factorio does a pretty good job of making the biomes matter. With the way with the pollution mechanics. It's quite nice. Alrighty. The wall has begun. This is good. And somewhere down here is about where I want to be, I think. Give myself a bit of space to expand, but not too aggressively expanding. Even though I kind of... there is a part of me that wants to go, well, I could just... No. No, that's the next expansion. I'll go across here, and then the next expansion will be to try and include the crude oil and the copper. Even though iron's probably what I need more than that extra copper bit. Hey, I needed to chop down those trees because having a straight wall is so beneficial. Whoops, I went too far. It's so incredibly beneficial for making sure that the defense line actually holds. Any bends, any curves, any gaps, like water edges, are weak spots. So the fewer corners I have, the better. Stop that there. So I think on balance, in this instance, chopping down the trees is what is the right thing to do. Oh! That's annoying. I'm on the wrong side. Let's go back and collect some more. Dad joke, eh? Alright, what's green, has 4 legs, and could kill you if it fell out of a tree? Pool table. One off, the basic rule of Factorio. Yeah. I think that's the basic rule of any grid-based game, isn't it? Ugh, the walls are slow. I need more stone. That's going to be really annoying until I'm actually utilizing that patch. Capac in a green suit. An unripe Capac, yeah, an unripe Capac could probably kill you falling out of a tree. We've only seen the unripe Capac once. And my auto caption is saying unwrapped when I'm saying unripe. No, unright! No! Now it's chosen a different form of unright. It's just nonsense. Oh, I was looking at chat and I moved my mouse. Oops. Let's see which side I put this on so I can make it somewhat neat. So I've definitely done something with the changing the time thing seems to have made this a lot more peaceful than what I dealt with in the other game, what we had to deal with. So I'm hoping I haven't made it too easy. Can I mess with those settings between, like, on the save? Not without mods. Aw. Well, maybe the mod will get fixed. Mods that would do that can get fixed. No, basically the dragging didn't work with the blueprints that way. It was really annoying. When I had a blueprint out and I tried to drag the grabbers, inserters, it just spammed them everywhere. They overwrote the other stuff that was there on the blueprint and it would fill in the gaps. So it actually ended up not working, which is why this very basic design I didn't bother using a blueprint for. The power poles work, as you expect, but they're the only thing. So basically for simple walls like this, I came to the conclusion that the best option was just to build them by hand until I get robots. And then when I got the robots, then it's fine. Uh, 281 Granados, eh? Let's get these turrets, and that's going to break my production as I do that. All right, another 63 turrets. Yeah, dragging the blueprint works. It's the placing the actual inserters doesn't. Or I could never get it to work. There were a lot of comments, a lot of people saying, you should be using blueprints, you should be... And I'm like, it doesn't help. Blueprints don't help. When it's this basic, and I've still got to place the inserters by hand, it's so little difference that it was just, I can't be bothered. But yeah, I will definitely use blueprints for this later, don't worry. It's not going to be a permanent not using blueprints thing. It's just using it where it actually matters. But, you know, I feel like I'm doing okay. Like, even though I've not been attacked, I think for my level of knowledge of Factorio, I feel like I'm doing okay in terms of pacing of getting this wall out. And getting myself to having a bit of a safe haven. So I do feel like at some point, the settings I chose are going to turn up the heat on me, and it is going to become nasty, so I do need to be prepared and plan for things. Yeah, Triax, at that point, if you've removed the inserters, the rest of it's so easy to place, it's just click dragging anyway. The blueprint makes zero difference. So there's no point even bothering making the blueprint. If you don't have the inserters on it, because they're the fiddly bit. The only fiddly bit is the inserter. Everything else is just drag and walk. Which you're going to do anyway, whether you got the blueprint or not. So it's like, well, what's the point? There's no point. I guess it could be useful for preventing that whole putting the wall in the wrong spot thing. Could be useful there. That's a fairly limited use case. Probably more than I should build with that. Considering I have no walls to put in front of any turrets I put down. Yeah. This is going to go alright. I've managed to get that much wall built so far. It's probably about a bit under a quarter of it built. Not bad. I'm thinking I'll try and leave some internal little boxes of turrets like I've got around my base at the moment and leave them there long term. Just because obviously with only me here, if something goes wrong, it's going to take me longer to react to anything that happens. Yes, the marks on the map are where I intend to wall to include this iron ore deposit because I need it for the stone, so that whole thing needs to be included. And then I'll build my iron smeltery up here, copper here, and then other things wherever. But that was my original plan. And then when I'm able to expand downward to include the crude oil, I should probably start getting some radar out sooner rather than later. I don't have any of them out yet. Yes, give the bugs something to chew on while I get there, exactly. Unfortunately, can't think of a good way to actually get a proper sorting thing operating from this stone mine to get more stone coming out. Because any miner that I put down here, any proper electric miner that is going to end up bringing out some iron, which I then have to sort off, and I'm not going to have anywhere to send it yet. Unless, can I move this one back? Maybe I can move these two back. Maybe I can fit a third up here. Yeah, I can. Cool. Alright, that's good. That's going to speed up wall production a little bit. Yeah, stones in the middle of the iron is a bit annoying. Because I need a lot of walls to do the way I want to do this. Surprised there are only a few turrets not having ammo. I'm going alright on that front. I could use burner miners, but then I've got to get the coal up there, and if I'm going to do that, I may as well get the iron down here, is what I was thinking. Like, I could put more stone miners down if I bring a second, or if I put the... Oh, I could... Actually, it's not that bad. Maybe I could. I'm going to set up the filtration system first, and then I'll add more miners up there. Actually, doesn't look as bad as I feared. Because what I can do is... Filter. Do I want to filter the stone or filter the iron? To the left. Does it actually matter in this setting? Because won't it only... Oh, so if this fills... Hang on. I just need to learn how this works. What happens with the filter once this fills? Nothing. Okay, that's fine. Alright. Yeah, I was just thinking of doing this. As a little way of dealing with that for the moment. It has the potential, if the iron gets fully backed up, to be a problem, but I think future me can solve that problem when it comes. That should be enough stone for now. The amount of furnaces I've got running down here. The stone walls are still going to be really slow. So, while that's waiting to happen, I should probably start working on my green science. Getting that automated. And yeah, I'll do that. Let's do this. Doo-doo. Green. And then, if I go to there, then put down these two again. There we go. That's going to be filtered for that, and this one will be filtered for belts. In fact, I've only got 2 red sciences going, don't I? So probably... Oh, no, I've got 3. Eh. Alright. Make a little loop so it should self-clear. Will that actually self-clear? I don't know. It'll be fine. I suspect by the time that might break, I will be doing things very differently by that point. I will hopefully be replacing that setup entirely by that stage. If I bring that down to here, and then we're going to jump under there. Easy. It's generally... Splitters have a priority for input-output, so you can have it draw from your belt that is filtered from the mixed line before the stuff coming from the pure iron mines. See, that sounds like the level of complexity I might be able to wrap my head around in, like, Stationeers, but I think I've not quite grasped how things work here well enough yet to pull that off. There you go. We have green science automated. Hopefully, still gonna get enough belts and other stuff made that I can utilize them for my wall. Alright, what do I need to research next then? I kind of want to get this so that I can produce more. Guess I should get these guys early too to increase the efficacy of my turrets that are out there. And I should get military science because military science is going to be needed for the flamethrowers. Because this requires me to get... so I need to get automation 2 and engines. Cool. That's a start to the queue anyway. Inventory space? I haven't maxed my inventory yet, so it's not a rush. I completely agree it's important, but it doesn't feel like it's a thing I need to rush. That's kind of where my head's at with that. Anyway. Yeah, I've only got 70 wall. It's not enough really there for me to worry about building it yet. And again, it looks like... I'm actually maxing the iron belt constantly, or there are some gaps. There are still some gaps. Might need to start sending it down from the north. This patch is pretty tiny. Yeah, 1 deep wall to get it done versus 2 deep because they are better. I wasn't sure which way to go. Like... yeah, maybe I could just continue with the ones and... I'm gonna run into something of this being a bottleneck anyway. Regardless, the turrets that are out should probably have at least a wall in front of them. Get this out of the way. I'm still seeing gaps. Like, there's a gap there. Came through on that corner. I suppose if there was no gap here, this would be backing up, which it's not. Alright, sending some iron from the north. See what happens. See if I break everything. 40 more turrets. 90 more turrets. I'm so going to place all this out and then realize that I've actually made this really easy, and I should probably just go about building my factory as big as I want. Okay. That's interesting. I have enough to get all the way to the next corner. With as much iron and stone you use for ammo and walls, you won't have a problem for a while. That's a very fair point. It will take some time before I run into issues. Which is good. The joys. The joys. Oh, jeez, this is going to be really annoying. There's part of me that just wants to spam them fully out and just forget about it. Just place more inserters than I need. And then there's the other part of me that really likes the patterning on the walls when I get them perfectly spaced. I shouldn't have as many problems with being ahead or behind the pollution curve in this one. Because if the pollution's getting onto their bases, then they're evolving. If the pollution's not, then they're not. I think. I think I've got it said that way. There's still no iron coming from the north. Or at least not much. Oh, no, a little bit. Is it really taking that long to get there? Maybe. Walls, give me all the walls. There's only going to be like 20 there or something. Oh no, 40. That's better than I expected. Mine a random tile in the range of them. Okay. Makes some sense, I suppose, with what I've seen. Oh, so they don't randomize every time, they do a few on each spot and then move on to the next one. I was just thinking of the patterns that I've seen when I've almost mined out a deposit. But haven't fully mined it out yet. And it does look a bit like that. Alright. What do I do now? I'm kind of... guess I could go blow some stuff up. I need some walls, though. That. Because I could go kill this base to the north. So I no longer get attacks from there. Or I can see if I can make any headway on that. But I really don't think I'm equipped well enough to do anything to them. That's a much bigger base than I feel like I'm able to do. Whereas this one's little enough I can probably take it out. Alternatively, I can leave that one to absorb pollution because it's little. Oh, the stone blocks are actually backing up now. get another one then. I probably don't have enough of these guys to justify having 2 running constantly, but I may as well max the production that I'm getting from my stone mine. Another insert it to the assembler and it'll be faster. Yeah, that's possibly a better way to do this. It's definitely a better way to do this. Just optimize the one that's there. And we're low power. Time to fix that. Wait, that can't go there. Oh, yeah, it can. Ish. Uh-oh. Thought I had a pipe ready. I didn't. Yeah. Power in the yellow didn't help. Wouldn't have helped a lot of things, actually. Now it is... Ooh. Okay. I was really in the yellow. Adding another 50% and still just barely being in the green. Yeah, there we go. Now it's back to the second one not actually getting anything. So that was definitely the better way to go. Alright. Not bad. What's next? 62 walls. That should be enough to do this attack. Did it just get dark or has it been dark for a bit? I really should be more observant than I am. Yeah, I do have excess stone in my pocket. Yeah. This base seems to be the only one sucking up any pollution. It hasn't gotten to the other ones. But there probably is going to be a large attack coming from that direction. Which might be all the more reason to take this one out. So that I don't get a potentially unlucky simultaneous attack from the north. That looks like it's a full square away from the copper, so it shouldn't be getting the pollution. Whereas this is very much getting the pollution. And I'm going to get attacked from the south soon as well. So yeah, I think this is going to heat up sooner rather than later. But I also feel like I should take out something to at least give myself a little bit more breathing room. Take out the one that I actually can attack. The timing of that is maybe better now. Oh yeah, there's definitely some guys there. Maybe I'll take them, grab their attention first. Oh, I keep left clicking to throw grenades rather than right clicking. I think I'd know, given the number of grenades I've thrown. might be getting too close. I don't want to have to run all the way back here. Every time. So let's go maybe here. Alright, let's see what I can do. Before I die, I'm gonna die. Ooh, that was close. I'm getting some damage on it, though. Uh-oh. Dang it, got spitters already? Okay, I may... I may be in for a lot of pain coming. I gotta get rid of at least another one of the spawners. Yes. Okay. 2 spawners down. Try a medical attack. Oh, that stupid spitter goo. What show was it that the person... is that... That Teal'c says that, doesn't he? Try the medical attack? I feel like that's something he would have said. Yeah. Yep. It's like, for the degree of familiarity I have with this term, it's got to have been Stargate. Ah! Nuts. First death. 3 hours and 30 minutes in. Ah, character corpse. That's nice. And corpses no longer despawn. That is also good. Because that's annoying. I dislike games that delete your corpse that are games where you also drop all your stuff. Or especially in games where it's something where you drop all your stuff. Can I get this spitter? This worm? Yep. Ow. Ah! Stupid medium biters. They're a real problem. I need a lot more health to do that. Alright, I've got no chance against these bigger bases with my current level of equipment. I'm going to need much better stuff so that I can take out the medium biters. Which probably means getting steel. Take the fallback ammo, good call. Should do that. Shadow's playing this solo and playing it a lot. and I didn't want to ruin the experience for her. So I'm playing by myself. Come on, get that spawner. Yeah, that was a bad place to die, but I got one more spawner. It's a real bad place to die. Yeah, there's... Like, I don't mind drop all on death. That's fine. Just don't make it a time limit for me to get back to it. Let me take my time and try and give it to me as a goal, because then it basically becomes a fun little challenge that you're trying to get to. I'm gonna die again. Okay, I may have gotten myself in a death loop here. If I keep going for my stuff. I may need to leave it and come back to it later. Possibly. Yeah, agreed. I don't think I'm getting that back. Oh, wait a second. Oh. If I use grenades near my corpse, I'm probably going to blow up my corpse and all my stuff, aren't I? How far am I from better ammo? A little bit. I need to smelt steel, which I haven't done. Shouldn't have taken all 88 of these. I don't think I'm going to get them off before I die. Spitters that are the real thing. They're actually probably worse than the biters. I'm thinking what I might do, just at least one more time, is grab what grenades I've got and just charge in there and see if I can take out another one of the spawners. Because if I can cut the spawn numbers with a few more corpses, then I should be in a pretty decent position. Oh, 8 grenades, that is not enough. Definitely should have left more of the grenades behind last time. 88 was too many to take. Yeah, what do I need for armor? 40 iron plate, that's okay. We can do that. What do I need for that? 30 and 5. And then I can grab some ammo off the ammo belt. Yeah, the spitters are the killer. For me here. Yeah, I think you can comfortably say I killed myself here. Taking too many chances. Too many risks. Playing it fast and loose. Fast and loosed? Fast and loose. Alright, so let's get rid of some of the corpses. Ones I can reach. Leave random pistols lying around the place. That's fun. Oh, that's a lot more than I want to deal with at once. Ouch. Ouch. Come on, get my health back. Yeah, if I can get just a couple more of these hives, I think I'll break the back of this thing and be able to get my stuff back. Come on. Come on. Okay. I'm so gonna die. Yep. That's an okay place to die, though. I do need to bring some repair kits with me next time, though. And probably some extra ammo for those turrets that are there at this point. Alright, so we need, what did I say I needed? Oh man, I've brain farted and forgotten what I was needing. Repair kits, that's it. 9 gear wheels and electronic circuits. Let's make those. Yeah, I could get fish. Keep me in the fight a little bit longer. The fact that they go bad is making me less inclined to get fish. I can't just keep a stack on me all the time anymore, like I liked to do. And I mean, if they go bad, I don't know if they're finite. Can you get them on one of like the Swampy World? You can breed fish much later on. Okay. That's potentially useful. Do not have much ammo. How are these going? 70. Oh, they're fine. All right. Granados. Oh, come on. No. Oh, really? They're full health. Eep. Eep. Alright. Nope. I'm never gonna get to that corpse until I can take these guys out faster. Hope. Just have a look at that other corpse I've got. See if I can get to the one that has all the grenades on it. Where's it at? Ow. Ow. Oh dear. Nope. I'm not getting those corpses back. Alright, fine. I'm forgetting about this. I'm just gonna get back to building stuff. This has not gone well. I'll need to turret creep my way up there, won't I? Yeah, back up to red ammo. Probably. Probably. Oh well. There is no ammo on the belt. Very little. Okay. Alright. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up here. I might be back with this next Wednesday. But I'll be back on Friday with some more Stationeers. And then... Or I might be back with this on Sunday. I'll see how I'm feeling. Whether I'll play this on Sunday or Wednesday, I'm not sure. But yeah, back on Friday with more Stationeers. Back, of course, on Monday, my time, which is Sunday for a lot of you guys, with some more Wrong Way Out over on YouTube's. And hopefully a video later this week if I manage to get something that I'm satisfied with before then. Otherwise, it'll be out next week instead. So there's all that, and plenty more to come, and I will see you then.